How's it going, YouTube? Balls and Cock here with Quantum's Web Autobot Faction. Um, we're in the midst of this Blast from the Past event. Right now, I just coined some fuel cells and am ready to go. I've got 45 fuel cells ready and primed. Um, the Alliance is doing a great job busting out those points. We have over 400,000 points so far. As you can see on the list here, everybody's pumping out. For some reason, jump back up top. I guess somebody scored. But anywho, as you can see from the list, everybody's churning out points, so it's looking good. On the leaderboard, we're sitting at 52 right now, also looking good. Happy to not be chasing that top 5 prize because, as you can see, there are 6 alliances trying to get into the top 5 spots, and there will be 40 pissed off people by the time this is all wrapped up. So glad I'm not them. Those guys are putting in so many points, it's ridiculous. Anywho, what I'm doing right now is showing off some power leveling. I have 2 bots that are 4 stars that are under level 40. One of them is Seaspray, the other is Silverbolt. Neither are really prime choices for this type of leveling, but I am going to go ahead and show you anyway. We get some ore 13. I'm going to use a combiner to help guide a solo bot through some of these raids in order to maximize the amount of XP I get. I was using a 2-man team of Optimus Prime and Silverbolt to help level up Silverbolt. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some leveling for Seaspray. Let me get him ready, and I'll just throw in a second bot here. Let's see, I'll use a flyer just in case. So the object of this is to score as many experience points as possible. I'm going to start in zone 7 just to get a feel for it here. And I have 15 minutes to do it. So really I should have had everything set up before activating the combiner. I wasted like 30 seconds or so. The goal is to put in as many attacks as possible within that 15 minutes. As you can see, I'm getting 3,800 XP per bot. Now if I run this with just one bot, that means I'm going to have over 7,000 XP for just this bot. And that's here in zone 7, which normally when you do this, you would... I guess it depends on the level of your bot and which bot it is. Some bots are built better to handle these solo levels, whereas others are not. Seaspray is kind of in the middle. At low levels, his ability can do quite a bit of damage if used properly. I didn't really line up my attack very well on that one, but it should be okay. I'm going to use Superion to clear out as many structures as possible. That is including defenses as well as storages and whatnot, because I don't want Seaspray to get distracted by a bunch of storage, satellite dish, and all the other stuff, the alloy and energon storage and harvesters and so on and so forth. Because if he gets hung up on attacking those, it'll waste enough time where he won't finish the level. So, as you can see, I wiped out enough for him to work on that headquarters, and that's that. So it was over 3,800 per bot, so that translates into about 7,500 XP for Seaspray. So I want to hurry up and get to the next attack as soon as possible. I'm sorry I didn't hold it on the experience screen there long enough for you guys to see how much XP he needed until the next level, so you can kind of see the gain, but I'm trying to rush. This, of course, also only works if you have the coins to speed up the cooldowns. At sub 40, it doesn't take many. I think it what was like 11 coins just now to speed up his cooldown, so that's not bad at all. Once they get above 40, it starts getting more expensive as far as using coins. So this type of power leveling relies on your bot power and ability, along with having coins. So I'm going to be using the fast forward button quite a bit here because I do want to get through as many attacks as possible in a 15-minute span. That first round I took kind of slow, not much fast forwarding. This time I'm going to use more of the fast forwarding. Clearing out major defenses is very important. Even the smaller, what would be considered weaker defenses, important to get rid of because, like I said, I don't want Seaspray to waste time on them. And I don't want any chances taken because he is kind of weak, so it doesn't take much to kill him right now. So I didn't catch how much XP I was getting per bot that time, but now I have 29,000 to go before the next level. So Zone 7 generally gives you averages about 3,500 XP per bot, which will give you an average of about 7,000 if you solo it. Zone 8 will give you approximately 5,000 on average per bot, sometimes more. So you're actually getting about 10,000 XP every time you run it with a solo bot. If I was using somebody like Jazz or even Skyburst or Tank, I mean, if you have a tank that can rush, like Ironhide, Optimus Prime, Hotspot, Jumpstream, then they're going to be able to rush straight to the headquarters and skip most of the defenses. So then you want to use your Superion to clean up any defenses that are closer to the headquarters, but you also want to leave something behind so that way your bot has a structure to rush to, because if you clear out the pathway completely, you can't rush to the headquarters to complete the level or to get the win. Another tip you can do is clear out kind of one side and leave a path, kind of like Seaspray has here. He has a path straight to the headquarters because I cleared out everything on the right, so that way he's not tempted to go right. He goes straight to the headquarters and finishes it off. So I'm making some good time here. On average, I usually get between 7 to 8 attacks, depending on the circumstances. It is very situational. You never know what you're going to come across. You can be in a zone thinking, hey, 3,200 XP, okay, that's not bad, and then you're in the same zone, all of a sudden it shows 4,000 or more XP, and you know, uh-oh, that's going to be a tougher base. The higher the XP, you know it's going to be a tougher base, so kind of got to look out for that. This is cool. Everything's bunched up fairly well for me, so I'm going to go ahead and take Seaspray. An angle here, I want to get as many of these as possible. One shot. Well, when I say one shot, I always do 2. It takes 2 attacks to clear out pretty much anything with him. So when you have defenses that are bunched up, he works really well. So if they're bunched up or lined up, he works really, really well. So it looks like there's a mortar left up there, and I'm going to have to go through these outpost bots, but that's okay. This will take out the mortar and hurt that outpost bot a little bit. And that's a done deal. Alright. So far so good. Racking up a lot of XP. When I'm using bots that are above level 40, I either will do this with Zone 8 or Zone 9 for most bots. There are some high-end bots like Strafe. Without the combiner, Strafe can solo level, what zone? Zone 9. So I'm sure he can do Zone 10 as well. Also, it's situational. Depends on the base layout, the strength of defenses, all of that jazz. Speaking of jazz, he's another one who can solo level Zone 8 by himself and Zone 9, depending on base strength. So when you throw Superion in the mix, that gets even more out of them, so they can go up to Zone 10 sometimes. So this is pretty standard power leveling with Combiner. I know a lot of folks do it. Now, one of the reasons I use Superion as opposed to Optimus Maximus, I have a 4-star Optimus Maximus, so he's pretty good for this sort of thing. But the reason I'm using Superion is because of the range difference. With Optimus Maximus, 2 of his attacks are kind of short-ranged. Only his 3rd 4-star attack is the long one, and you can only use it really once per raid because of the timer. 8,000 XP to go, and he's going to level up. So, yeah, Optimus Maximus has that short range, and since you don't know what you're going to come up against, it's nice to have a little more range with Superion, especially the missile barrage and the ability to rush. That comes in handy as well, because he has a longer rush distance than Optimus Maximus with his ground and pound rush. Another reason I prefer Superion in the power leveling stages is where his missile barrage attack spreads out a nice spread attack, and since these bases are weaker, his missile barrage can wreak a lot of havoc. These defenses are lower leveled, so they're easier to take out. So his barrage can, a lot of times, one-shot defenses and structures, depending on luck, because they do have kind of a spread to them, and sometimes they miss targets completely, even though you specifically target them. Like somehow this missile turret that he just shot, or not missile turret, laser turret, survived. Like that one didn't even get touched, even though I specifically targeted it. It did not even get scratched on that attack. So that's the downside to it, but it does cover more ground and hit a lot more targets. So now, as long as Seaspray goes up, he did not, so I've got to contend with Scourge here. Yeah, it was easy anyways. Alright. So, 2,900 XP to go. I have about 1 or 2 more attacks in me with the time I have on my combiner. Let's see how much time I have left. 2 minutes, 7 seconds. It's 5 seconds. So, this might end up being the last attack. If I can get through this fast enough, I might have one more in me. So that's 3,800 XP. That's going to be 74, 76. That's another thing. It just because it shows that that's how much XP you're getting per bot, it does not necessarily mean you're actually getting that XP per bot. I'm not sure how Space 8 does their math, but for whatever reason, you'll find that a lot of times the XP that they show doesn't add up when it shows the win screen and shows how much XP you gain and how much you have until the next level. It seems to be less than what they're showing for the most part, and that's pretty consistent across the board. So here I'm focusing on the headquarters, hoping I can do as much damage as possible. I was hoping to take it out with Superion. Didn't work out, so I'll just use the whirlwind to do it. Sometimes you can do that as well. I forgot to mention that. You can deploy your bot and then just send out your combiner and send your combiner straight to the headquarters and pound away on the headquarters, and a lot of times it'll destroy the headquarters, giving you what you need to win the game. So here I've leveled up to 38 now. I should have Seaspray up to 40 tonight at some point. That goes for Silver Bolt as well. Silver Bolt's already at 39. Oh, 1 second left. That's not enough time. So what I'm going to do now, well, this video's gone long enough actually. Yeah, so that's leveling up with a combiner. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Good luck out there. Hope you're all having a good time with the event. This video ran a little longer than I expected, but I did get a lot of attacks in. Let's see, I have 15 fuel cells left, which means during that time I accumulated some fuel cells. So I went through at least 8 attacks there, so that's pretty good. 7 or 8 attacks out of it. Let's see, if it was 10, that would be 8, but then I did 1 before I started the video, so that was actually 7 attacks, I believe, with the combiner. But that's not bad. I've heard one of my Alliance members actually squeezed in 9 attacks during one 15-minute stretch with a combiner, so that's pretty decent. If you can get anywhere between 6 and 8, I think you're doing pretty good. So once again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be speaking more on leveling, gaining XP, or scoring points in future videos, so be on the lookout for those. And for now, I'm out of here. See ya.